Next on Worcester News tonight, heavy rain and wind ripped through central Massachusetts, knocking down trees and causing power outages. And an update on the 60 animals removed from a home in Auburn, why they're not yet ready for adoption. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. We begin tonight in Worcester, where high winds and rainy, snowy conditions continue tonight, causing damage in the area, including a car struck by a downed tree. Crews on scene tell us the car was on Flag Street in Worcester when a tree fell on top of it, causing glass to shatter and collapse the car's roof. We're told people in the car at the time of the incident. They were taken to the hospital. No word on their conditions at this hour. Another scary situation tonight involving a tree down in Auburn. Check out this home on Ward Street where the tree came crashing through the roof, leaving extensive damage. According to Auburn Fire Department, there were no injuries. Continuing our storm coverage tonight, National Grid reports more than 11,000 customers are without electricity at this hour. As our Cam Janjo reports, the utility has extra crews ready to take on the storm.
Heavy rain and strong winds hit central Massachusetts Friday. In Worcester, National Grid is preparing for what could be a busy weekend for utility workers.
As of around mid-afternoon, we had more than 20,000 customers without power across the state. This will be a multi-day effort. It started Thursday, it continues Friday, and probably into the overnight hours and Saturday morning.
The company says they've been preparing for the storm all week and have 500 crews working across the state. Spokesperson Bob Kevra warns residents who lost power may not get it back until the conditions are safe.
Usually 35 miles an hour or so. The folks in our bucket trucks don't go up in them until the winds are below that level. It's a safety reason.
This tree down in Leicester was just one of many across the area Friday. John Buell lost his power at his house, so he decided to go for a walk during the storm.
We needed to get going, and then our power went out just about the same time. So this is twofold. We get to get the dog walked and see what's going on with the power. A little bit of rain and wind isn't bad if you don't want a big snowstorm.
Kevra advises those impacted by this weekend's storm to take caution.
Treat every down line as if it's a live line, and don't approach it. Contact us through our 1-800 numbers and or contact your local public safety officials.
Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Now to a follow-up on a story we first brought to you Monday. 60 animals removed from the home in Auburn are being treated. 54 of the cats and dogs were taken to the Animal Rescue League of Boston, and 6 stayed with Auburn Animal Control. Mike DeFina, Media Relations Officer of the Rescue League, says veterinarians continue to give the animals examinations. He says overall, the animals' temperaments seem good, saying they're all fairly friendly. As for their conditions, he says they vary.
The respiratory infections, things like flea infestation. There was also some matted fur, some urine-stained fur, overgrown nails, and that sort of thing.
DeFina says the animals will eventually be placed in foster homes. According to police, whether the animals will be put up for adoption will likely be determined by the outcome of the charges. Now to West Brookfield, where a residential neighborhood has turned into a crime scene after multiple dead bodies are found in a home on Old Warren Road. Tonight we're learning new details about the investigation. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the details.
Investigators are seen going in and out of the home on Old Warren Road in West Brookfield, where 4 bodies were found inside Thursday. The Worcester District Attorney is calling the deaths suspicious and is now asking for the public's help.
No matter how small or insignificant you think your information may be, if you saw someone, if you saw a vehicle on that road, we'd like to talk to you.
DA Joe Early Jr. says police responded to the home Thursday afternoon to conduct a well-being check. It's when they found a mother, a 7-year-old girl, and 2 boys, ages 2 and 5, in an upstairs bedroom. The news shaking the small community.
Heartbreaking. I have small kids too, and I just can't imagine that happening to anybody.
The Quabog Regional School Superintendent says 2 of the children attended West Brookfield Elementary School. Extra grief counselors were on hand Friday.
It's been a very difficult day for our entire school community, but it's all about the kids. Today, our staff is doing an amazing job. I can't say enough about the outpouring of support from neighboring communities, from our staff. People are coming together, and we're going to get through this together.
As a state police mobile command unit and a fire services special operations truck remain on scene, investigators and neighbors are trying to come to grips with what happened.
How do you? Couldn't get pinched.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
More than 18 years after the murder of Danny Guzman in Worcester, the man indicted in the killing faces a judge. Edwin Novus was found in the Dominican Republic in August. Friday, he's back in Worcester to answer to his second-degree murder charge. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
Danny Nicasio's family remembers him more than 18 years after his murder. Nicasio, also known as Danny Guzman, was shot in the chest on Christmas Eve.
He was the life of everybody in this family. Everybody loved my father.
He didn't deserve to get what he got.
Edwin Novus is charged with murder. He was arraigned Friday standing behind a door. The Worcester District Attorney's Office says Novus had been on the run, living in the Dominican Republic since the 1999 shooting. Prosecutors say after an argument, he shot Nicasio and another man outside the former Tropagala nightclub on Main Street.
One of the witnesses struck the defendant in the face, at which point he removed a firearm from within inside his clothing or jacket. He shot one individual, Mr. Nicasio, in the chest, and the other individual, Mr. Mason Jr., in the shoulder.
Prosecutors say Novus's fingerprints were found on shell casings and on a car witnesses and police saw flee the scene. The gun was also recovered near the nightclub.
That firearm had the fingerprints that matched those fingerprints of Edwin Novus. The firearm was also a match to the shell casings.
Novus was indicted on the murder charge in 2002. The DA's office credits a team of investigators and agencies who worked the case leading up to and after Novus's arrest in August. Nicasio's family admits they were surprised when they got the call.
Getting the phone call yesterday that he was brought here finally was very bittersweet. We weren't expecting this to ever happen.
Nicasio's daughter Tammy was 4 years old when her father was shot. She says she's upset she didn't get to see her father's alleged killer face to face.
He changed everything for me going forward without having my father here. And it's 18 years and it still feels like it was just yesterday.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
For the first time, more than 20 Worcester firefighters have formed a team and will be competing in the MS Climb to the Top Boston. The event is an indoor vertical 5K where participants will climb 1,200 stairs. And if that doesn't sound challenging enough, Worcester Fire will be doing this in full gear. Firefighters say they've been training hard for the climb.
We also have 40 Belmont Street, which is in our district, which is 19 stories. So we would head on over there and do 19 stories, and it was kind of an eye-opener for us, realizing we're just doing 19 stories and how exhausting that is and how much more difficult 61 flights is going to be.
The event will raise funds to support more than 20,000 people in New England affected by multiple sclerosis. MS is a disease of the central nervous system and has no known cause or cure. Worcester Fire says they're happy to be fighting and raising money for a good cause.
We raised over 10 grand for the cause, so it's great to raise money. Plus, you don't really know, about, MS until, say you start doing this and you find more information. Then you kind of find out who has it, and you really don't know about that.
The National MS Society's MS Climb to the Top will be taking place Saturday at Clarendon Tower in Boston. March 2nd marks Dr. Seuss's birthday, and to celebrate, various organizations across the city are reading his books to children. United Way visited Worcester Comprehensive Education and Care Friday to read to the preschool children ages 3 and 4 years old. In honor of Dr. Seuss's birthday, it's also Read Across America Day. State Representative Kate Campanelli joined in on the fun and says it's a great way to show the joy of reading to children.
One of my favorite things to do is to go into a classroom and read to the kids. They're so attentive, and I think it's so important for them to have someone from their community come in and read to them. Today I am reading I Am Not Going to Get Out of Bed Today, which I think is very appropriate.
Friday would have been the Springfield native's 114th birthday.